What's up, YouTube? I'm back. I am like the most bummed out, chilled person right now. And it's been a long Saturday for me. Um, and I decided now that I'm home to just jump on and do this video because I haven't done a video in forever, and I apologize yet again because I'm not being consistent. Anyway, it's been a long Saturday just because last night I actually headed out to a show, and it's been probably 5 years. My God. Yeah, 5 years, I think. Since I went to a club show, which is insane to think about. When I used to go to club shows like every week, like 3 times a week. So it was crazy, but yeah, went out last night and got home semi-late, and I'm an older person now, so staying up late is not good for my soul anymore. But anyway, I wanted to talk about it and all that good stuff. Before we get into what show I went to, life update. I'm sorry, I'm like out of frame. I did not put too much thought into this video, so I apologize. Life update, like I was saying, I start a new job on Monday. Yay for making money. Boo for going back to work. For anyone that does know me, I've been laid off since December, and yeah, it's always good to get a job again, but it also fucks with your head when you've been like doing whatever you want for the past like 6 months or so. So it's only a part-time gig, but I have to wake up at like 3:30 in the morning every day. So yeah, we're gonna see how that works out in my life. But I start training on Monday. It is still in the fitness industry, so it should be a piece of cake, and it's like literally 20 seconds from my house, so it's not bad. But anyway, that's a life update. Summer has been going well. Hit the beach a few times, all that good stuff. But the better news is I started a podcast. It was just like an audio podcast, and I kind of lost the password to get into the actual app to record stuff, and by some kind of miracle, the other day I downloaded the app again and I went on it and I was able to get in. So I'm able to like record on audio on Spotify again. So might be doing some stuff on there too. There's days where I don't even, not like I put myself together for this, but there's days where I even look even more horrible. So maybe those are the days I just do audio. But that's another big factor in my life, that I can start doing those again. And I also got a hookup possibly at the end of July to be doing a band interview. Won't be getting into who I'm interviewing, but this band is coming to town. They agreed to like meet up and chat with me, so let's go. Other than that, yeah, Shasta's still here. She's over there. I'm surprised she's not in the camera, but she's pigging out right now, so it is what it is. But yeah, so to why we're here. So last night, got tickets to go see POWERMAN 5000, El NINO, a band called Priest, which has some of the guys from Ghost in it, and Head PE played. There was another band from Switzerland that apparently was supposed to play the show, but something happened and they weren't on the show. I forgot their name. I'm very sorry, but they weren't there. But anyway, long story short, if you all know me, and I say that a lot, but the East Coast Romper was the magazine I started a billion years ago, and pretty much POWERMAN and El Nino were like one of the two bands. I mean, there was many bands, but those were the two that pretty much I was there with the East Coast Romper when these bands kind of started to get like their run in the music scene, especially El Nino. POWERMAN, I think I was doing the magazine a little bit later when I like caught on to them, but I always loved them. So anyway, they were doing a tour, Taste of Armageddon, and through the years, not that we're best friends, but became sort of friends with some of the band members from both bands and everything. Haven't been to a show in forever. Haven't really dabbled in the music industry that much lately. So, and I hate, you know what? Here's another pet peeve of mine that I have to control. My ums. I say too many times. Anyway, we're going to work on that. But, saw the tour was coming. Saw that El Nino was introducing a new singer. Found out that El Nino has some new band members that I knew from back in the day that I got reacquainted with, which was really cool. It was like a surprise. And anyway, asked my friend Jess to go to the show with me. She accepted happily. And we headed up to Foxboro last night. They were playing at Six String Bar and Grill. There you go. Never been there, but when we've been to Patriots Place, we've walked by it a million times. Never went inside. I know some people that go there a lot, but this was my first time ever at a show at this place. The venue was cool. Huge, pretty much. Everybody that worked there was pretty rad. My main reason for going, of course, to like rock out with the POWERMAN boys, but I had bought at the horror shop, which is my friend Matt's horror store in New Bedford. I bought this mask, and I wanted to bring it with me because this is there's Shasta. That was the first movie that Spider did, and I wanted to see if I could get it signed. So that was my mission of the evening. Got to the venue, got in, no problem. Got to see Priest, which is some of the guys from Ghost. Very synth pop, kind of cool. Didn't get any footage of them because I was like chatting with people, seeing people, and it was kind of dark. Like they have this like dark vibe to them, and they didn't really have a lot of like lights happening, and it was kind of dark. And mind you, I was getting like introduced to their music, and it was a whole thing. So I didn't get any video of them, which slapped my hand because I should have just like taken something of them, but of course I didn't. Like them, met them after the show. They were cool. He let me like touch his mask because they wear masks and all that good stuff. Saw pretty much some of their set, and then we went out and we got the mask signed by Mr. Spider. Yes, can you see it? There you go. So he was very nice, and he signed my mask. So that was my mission accomplished. And then pretty much hung out for the rest of the night. El Nino came on. Head PE played too. Head PE's cool. Like, I've known them forever, but since the whole, like, I'm into, like, the Head PE when they had BC, like, when Bartender, they're single. I always signal. Anyway, their single Bartender, when it first hit the charts and blew them up, is when, like, I was down with the Head PE. BC, their old drummer, was my boy. Hung out with them numerous times. They're still cool. Jared's still doing his thing. But I don't have the same connection with them like I did back in the day when older band members were there. But seen them numerous times throughout the last, like, few years. Still chill, you know. They got their vibe going. So they played. They were cool. El Nino came on, introduced their new singer Tommy to the mix. Sounded great, but like I said, I'm a sucker for the original, and I love Christian to death. But I mean, their songs are a vibe. The set was good. Tommy, I mean, if they're gonna get anybody, the kid has it. But like I said, I'm just a sucker for original, and like, I think when I first met El Nino, when I first met them, Christian, their old singer, was the guy that I mainly did band interviews with and everything. So me and him had, like, I wouldn't say like a tight connection, but he was more of El Nino for me because I talked to him the most. But the crazy part about it is, like, I fell off the face of the earth with the East Coast Romper. And through the years when the Romper was doing its thing, we were active everywhere. I mean, there wasn't a show, there wasn't a festival, there wasn't anything that, like, we weren't at. And I ran into many bands over and over again. El Nino is one of them because they toured a lot with different tour packages and all that. So, like, it's just crazy because I haven't seen them in so long. And I had mentioned that I highly doubt any of the originals that are in El Nino would remember me. And after their set, ran into Laz, and it took him a second. I'm not gonna, like, sugarcoat it, because I know for a second he was like, this bitch's face looks familiar, but I don't know. And then you could see it clicked, and he was like, holy shit. And then he remembered, like, I didn't even mention the Romper, and he was like, you did the East Coast Romper. Like, it was just crazy to me how these bands met so many people, and he remembered me. And I even said that to him, and he was like, but you were like a consistent factor in the scene back in the day, which, I don't know, made my heart a little happy. And then their drummer Dave, I didn't interact with, but we did in passing, and it took him a second, but then he, like, figured out who I was, which was cool. And then POWERMAN boys, of course, they killed it. I have some video footage of El Nino and POWERMAN that I am going to intertwine in this video. But overall, I think in the last, like, 5 years, I haven't smiled as much as I did last night. Like, it was a good time. The whole vibe, like, even there was a lot of drunk people there, mind you, and I did have one drink, and I was a little tipsy, but The crowd was chill. It wasn't like an annoying crowd. Although, and this has been like in my lifetime of going to rock shows, why do you tall people like to stand in front of us short people? Like, we were standing semi close to the stage last night. We had a perfect view. And, like, dudes just come and stand in front of you that are, like, up there. It's kind of annoying, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so after POWERMAN played, which was spectacular, they're always fun, energetic, all that good stuff. Hung out with everybody for a little bit, and then we took off and we came home. We did see, and I didn't know who this person is because I don't watch these shows, but apparently James of Love on the Spectrum was there, and I got a picture of him. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you will see it in the little video montage that I did. But apparently he was there with his girlfriend at the show with his Disturbed shirt on, rocking out. So that was kind of cool. Like I said, didn't know who he was, but slowly learned last night who he was. So now maybe I'll watch Love on the Spectrum. Probably not, but you know. I did get this cool, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can make it work. This cool POWERMAN shirt. Yeah, of course, because all my other POWERMAN stuff is falling to pieces because I wear it so much. But it was a fun night. We got home safely. We did not die, because I feel like every time we travel somewhere, I sometimes die. Almost. Because people don't know how to drive. Or maybe I don't know how to drive. Or maybe both. I don't know. But, like I said, mission accomplished. I got my mask signed. I saw all my homies. Yeah, it was fun. My social anxiety wasn't like fucking out of control last night, although I kept nitpicking myself apart every 5 minutes, but that's what you do when you have body dysmorphia. But me and Jess both got comments on our outfits last night, so I guess I didn't look as hideous as I thought. But who knows, because half of them were drunk, so they probably didn't even know what they were saying. Jess looked cute. I looked like a mushroom. No. Inside joke, but I did, because I had a poofy skirt on and it looked like a mushroom. You guys don't get it, but anyway. It was a good time. I'm going to show you some of the live footage I got. If you want to see the pictures and the love, maybe I'll put the pictures on here. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I want to just let you know that I'm still alive. I'm still going out and being social, and I'm not training as much at the gym, which is kind of fucking with my head, but we'll get over it. It's okay. All in moderation. But anyway, I am going to go now because I have nothing else to ramble about. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like and subscribe, and you can comment and do all the things, because I still don't have anyone following me on here. And, you know, sometimes I do fun things and you can watch. But anyway, Jack's behind me. Shasta's in her window. And I'm going to go take a shower. So, love you. Peace out. And go listen to POWERMAN 5000. And go vote. Because Spider's movie Little Bites is getting nominated. And on my story, on my Instagram, you'll see it. And you should go vote. Because his band and him and his brother are all amazing. Goodbye.